Okay, so let's go for this. All right, so this is the NUX. Let me bring out my seat a little bit higher. Oh God. Okay, it's too high. All right, so this is the NUX MG400. If you all know and are familiar with the MG300, it's basically the same thing, except there are sort of a couple of improvements. Let's just open up and I'll show you how it looks like. So you got the unit itself. There is a USB cable that, these are very different USB cables. So they're basically USB-C, but they are meant for data transfer, not just for charging your phone. So you cannot use the same USB cable that you use to charge your phone with. So some of these USB cables are like very different. So this is how the unit looks like. Right. Don't get caught up by this. This is just a sort of a cover for you to not step onto the screen in case you're gonna crack the screen with your heavy feet. So this is kind of like to protect the screen. Alright, I'm going to show you this, and then later I'll tell you what are the differences, because I actually gave a call to Monk from NUX and asked him what is the difference, so I can explain to you guys. Then you have the power supply. So depending on which area you're from, it'll come in with either a US kind of 2-pin plug or a UK 3-pin plug. Right. Apart from that, you have the manual. All right. You got some sort of stickers and stuff like that. That's about it. Very, very Spartan. Okay, so let me just go and show you, or rather read to you what Monk told me. The differences between the MG300 and the MG400. All right. All right. So basically, the difference between the 400 and the 300 is scene function. So now you have, what they call that, in the Helix they call it snapshot or something like that, right? So now you have 3 scenes, right? So which you can control by here, this control switch. You have a IR collection slots right now, so you have ability to load in IRs, your own IRs if you want to. And then there are, like, for example, you have blocks, right? You have like different blocks, so now you can kind of like, it's free flowing, so you can kind of like decide where you want your compressor to be instead of being allotted before the amp. So now you're able to do anywhere you want to. So it's free collection slots. Then you have the left and right 1/4 inch out, which is basically you have a 1/4 inch stereo output out here. All right. I was hoping for a XLR 1/4 inch out. Anyway, yeah. You have a physical master knob, so you have a master volume here. All right, so you can kind of like adjust the master volume. And then control page button, select encoder with push function. So basically, where's this control page? Oh, you can actually control what? Oh, okay. So you can actually do like push pull, and then you can kind of adjust the knob to change parameters. Or physical master knob with push pull, larger LCD screen, one larger just by a bit, I think. And then USB-C now, right? So there's a USB-C connection instead of the old USB connection. And now you have a power switch. The last one, the 300, doesn't have a power switch. You just have to plug in your power supply and it just turns on. Now you have a power switch. And then Okay, so basically you for as far as the M moldings are concerned, this is based on the MG300. But for the effects, this is based on the MG30, and you have more effects than the MG300. So these are basically the differences that you're gonna find when you procure this MG400. All right. So what? I can't see your email address. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you later on, Debo. You like Texas specials? Cool. Bare knuckles. Are okay. Strumming Ronan. John, I have an MG300. When it did work, it sounded alright, but mine was half dead on arrival. Wow, that's bad. You didn't like were you able to exchange it? The only pedals I use are on my tricycle. Ishan, MG400 can stack 2 overdrives, sir. Oh, I forgot. Greeting from Indonesia. Hi. No, you can't. You cannot stack 2 overdrives. Who needs pedal when there is a throttle? Chris David. Hi, Jonathan. Been a while since I've been commenting on the stream. Hi, how are you? Varum. Victor Lazaverik. Whenever I see your video, I know your playing will be lovely, and you seem so nice. Oh, thank you. You don't know me well enough. I'm not as nice as I appear to be. Yeah. Anyway, so this is basically this. You guys want to hear this? You want to hear this? Let me know, and I'll hook it up. If not, then I'll just let it go, because it's kind of a hassle to hook this up. Or if you guys want it, I'll do it for you. I'll just play a bit on this if you want to. Just let me know. So, what are my observations? What I did this afternoon was to create 4 patches for the release of this unit. So when you guys get the actual retail version of the MG400, you will get my 4 patches, just like you guys did when you got the MG30. I also created like 4 patches for the MG30. So I just created patches for the MG400 this afternoon. And I did a little bit of a bit more different stuff, because I was using like 4 different amps for 4 different patches. But I catered it to my Nick Johnston Strat, so it work on Strat. It will work on a single call pickup. And I created these patches with live performances in mind, so that I could go from clean to semi-clean to distortion to, or rather, overdrive, and then to all-out drive. And on each patches, I have 3 scenes, so you can kind of like add other stuff, like you have like a rig. So 1 rig, 2 rig, 3 rig, 4 rig. So if, say for example, on the semi-clean, I could kick in a booster if I want to get the extra oomph. And then the 3rd scene will probably have like a sort of a chorus effect or something like that. So you have all this. And on the last one, where I have this overblown drive thing, which I call John Sex drive, which is actually non-existent at all at this time, but yeah, there I have a sort of octaver going on the last scene. So you have the first scene where you have this nice drive going on, and then on the next I'll probably have like a chorus or something. I don't know what I have. No, there's only 2 scenes on that. So one, just the full blown out solo with the delays and everything, and then scene 2, I have the octaver kicking. So basically just that. You want to hear it? What? You want to hear it? Okay, so good. How do I do this? Okay, let's hook it up. So what you're going to hear is from the amp, or rather from the microphone. I'm not going to hook it up on the, or what you call it, whatever I'm using. All right, so When you first power up the unit, it will look like this. All right. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so you have a expression pedal here. On the back, you have a input in, aux in, where you can put in your backing track, whatever. You have a pair of 1/4 inch out for stereo. You have phones out for your headphones, and then USB out to your computer for firmware updates, as well as this thing called what is this called? Quick tone. Okay, so you gotta download all this from NUX website, so you can actually kind of edit whatever is in here on your computer, which makes life so easy. It's so easy to kind of like decide on what amps to use, what cabinets you want to use, and you know the works. You know, where you place your microphone, or you want to have your noise gate activated. You know, what sort of effects you're going to use. So everything is done on that software called QuickTone. And then you have the power switch, and then the power in. That's basically it. Now on the front panel, you have the LCD screen. Now this too is where you kind of like switch, like you can see, right? You can see this, right? You can actually go down, up, down your patches selection. On the control, and you have control and control 2. So hitting these two together, you will enter tuner mode. To exit, same thing. And this control one also, and control 2 will also kind of control your loop as well as your drum pattern. So yes, it comes with a drum pattern just like the MG300. So it's really useful for guys who use this at home to practice and play with themselves. That didn't sound right. I mean to to practice, yeah, with a drum loop and with a drum machine. And you can have a jam. You can kind of choose. I don't know. I haven't tried all this yet. So yeah, I'll probably do a full review of this later on. Tonight I'm just going to, like, you know, just very simple rundown. So on here you have 3 select, and this is what I'm talking about. You can actually depress here, and you can kind of like activate whatever you want to do. And you know, this is where all the okay, just show you up close, right? So I can change whatever amp, right? And this tree would kind of like dictate whatever parameters you have. Can you see that, right? So you want to exit, you just press exit, and you're back to the patch again. So basically this is just about it. Okay, so now I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to hear how this sounds like. Alright, so give me a second, guys. Let me hook everything up first. We shall use the NUX Johnston because that's what I use to program the patches. Okay. So should I off my mic and then let you guys hear what's coming out? No, I think I should turn the microphone this way and not blow you guys away. This can get pretty loud. Can you guys hear? So this is my clean patch. This is my scene 1. I'm going to scene 2 now. Now I have a delay going on. one patch. This is from one patch. Okay, so you're basically hearing 3 scenes in one patch, and this is a clean patch. This is called John Clean. Basically, it's based on a Fender Deluxe amp. So the second patch would be semi-clean, John semi-clean. Now this is based on a twin reverb with a little bit of a gain in amp, right? So it's kind of a semi-clean setting. Scene 1, where it's just the amp itself with no delays, just a little bit of reverb. And then I've scene 2 with the booster kicking in and with a delay. This is how it sounds like with the humbucker, my Pasadena's humbucker. Now mind you, this is on the second patch, semi-clean. This is not the overdrive patch yet. This is on the scene 2, where I have the booster giving a little bit more boost to this already boosted twin reverb setting. And then for the third scene, I think I have a chorus or something. Yeah, I have a chorus there. And it's back to scene 1 again. So it's my neck pickup. Now we're going to the C patch, the third patch, which is a drive patch. I'm going to hit the humbuckers. So I'm using a Buddha amp emulation for this. I thought the Buddha amp sounds really good with this unit. So this is scene 1. Scene 2, I have a booster kicking in, so it has a little bit more saturation. So on this third patch, which is a dry patch, I can actually kick in on scene 2, kick in the scene 2, and actually I can actually do some lines and some solos if I want to. Or it is relatively mild compared to the last one, which is called John's Sex Drive. Right, so scene 3, I think I have a little bit more chorus. Okay, now we're heading to the 4th patch, which is John's Sex Drive. So this is all the way out. Now in this patch, I'm using a sort of a diesel amp simulation with a booster kick-in for good measures. So it has really great saturation and sustain. And then there's only 2 scenes for this patch. So the second scene would be a sort of octave. If you're here, you can actually hear the stereo effect, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so and that's it. Only 2 scenes. And then if I go back to the first clean ones. I like the second patch. The ones with the twin reverb. I thought it sounds really nice. So I'm not mistaken, I think this can function as a wah-wah too, if I, the expression pedal. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed that. I don't want to play too much because I'm gonna leave it for the review. Anyway, this is gonna be announced. I guess how should we say this? On August. I'm gonna tell you what I think about this after I unhook everything, because I'm a bit OCD when it comes to connections. I just want to get everything squared away and not have it everywhere around. Alright, so I'll talk to you while I'm packing up. Now, I always liked the MG300. Somehow I thought it sounded better than the MG30. You know, the MG30 has more DSP power, of course. So does the MG400 as compared to the MG300. So there's more DSP power that has been assigned to this unit. And that's why you have a lot more effects to choose from. But as far as sound is concerned, I kind of like what I'm hearing on the MG300 when I first had it. I thought it sounded good. It sounded warm. It has everything going for it. And when I finally got my hands on the MG30, I was actually very impressed by the build of the MG30, because it's all metal and everything, and it's kind of compact and everything. But in terms of sound, I thought the MG300 sounded slightly better. I was like I was thinking that maybe I'm just imagining things, maybe the MG30 should sound better because it's a newer architecture, a newer design. But yeah, so this MG400, I like the sound. I like what I'm hearing. So it took me about how long did it take me? About 4 hours to create the 4 patches. Why it took me 4 hours? Because I really wanted really do justice to it. So I spent a lot of time tweaking. I went a little deaf 3/4 way because I was playing loud. But I actually dig the sound I'm getting that I got after creating the patches. Yeah. So the patches will be available in the retail model of this MG400. So you look for it. It's called John's Clean, John's Semi Clean, John's Drive, and John's Sex Drive. Yeah. So that's it. Demo finish. So like I said, this USB cable that you find in the unit, don't throw them away, because you need this USB cable to hook up to your computer. Like I said, when you're using the QuickTone. The QuickTone is a really good software to use. It's almost the same as the ones that is on the MG30 as well as the MG400. Almost the same. It looks almost the same. So you have to download the latest version from the NUX website in order to access, in order to have it work with the MG400. All right.